Assalamu alaikum and welcome everybody to Carnegie Mellon University in Qatar. My name is Michael Trick and it is my pleasure to be the dean here, and it is my particular pleasure to introduce the first dean's lecture of this academic year. Today's guest is Dr. Rashid Al-Mansoori, the Chief Executive Officer of Aamal Company. Mr. Al-Mansoori is a longtime friend of CMUQ, and in fact, he delivered a dean's lecture in my very first semester, way back in the fall of 2017. Mr. Al-Mansoori was appointed CEO of the Aamal Company in June 2022 and has been instrumental in centering Amaal's corporate strategy around the goals of environment, sustainability, and governance. For 10 years, he served as the CEO of the Qatar Stock Exchange, where he introduced environmental, social, and corporate governance, or ESG guidance, for all QSE-listed companies. Under his leadership, the QSE launched the first sustainable platform in the region. Today, Mr. Al-Mansoori will share with us his thoughts on the Aamal business strategy for ESG. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Rashid Al-Mansoori to the Dean's Lecture Series.
Hope all the IT will work now. That's okay. شكرا. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Just to prove that we are ESG compliant, I brought the water I drank there. So I will not throw it away. Thank you for having me today. We're going to talk about a very important topic close to my heart. And as you might know, I've been the CEO of Qatar stock market for almost 11 years. And this topic is point for our focus, not only for our shareholders or stakeholders, but it's important for all of us to really be effective in our environment. So where is the importance of ESG comes from? When I was at the Qatar Stock Exchange in the early years, we've been talking about sustainability, social responsibility, and this started to evolve to be the ESG. And why ESG is important for us as a stock market and a listed company, because of the investors becoming very smart, very concerned about what those listed companies are doing and where they're gonna put their money. Are they environmentally friendly? How they treat their staff and employees? And what's their role in the society? So we start promoting these topics among our listed company, and we start doing the training and the seminar to make sure that all our listed companies are adhering to the guidelines of ESG. And now on Qatar Stock Exchange, you will find that we launched the ESG index with MSCI. So this is where the important comes from for the ESG environment. So at Aamal, we have 4 important pillars in our framework to work around in our companies. As you see, first one is business ethics and transparency, and must be transparent as a listed company. Serving the communities, empowering the workforce, and protecting our environment. We'll go to this in details. It's very important for us in Aamal to attract investors and to attract even employees to adhere to the rules of ethical rules and, of course, for transparencies. We publish our annual reports to our investors and our stakeholders, adhering to these rules and explaining what we do in our environment. Beside that transparency that required from us, from the regulators, which includes, of course, the financial statement and our performance in the market. So, some of our companies, as you can see, Barwiz here from Aamal Ready Mix, having these guidelines adhered by our companies, adhering to world standard of ISO for quality management and so on, creating of whistleblower in our company to make sure that everything's going right. First things, our employees, and second things, of course, our asset. This whistleblowing is not for what's happening in the market, but also we care about the employees themselves. Our governance report is always reviewed in annual basis and also looked by our internal auditor to adapt any update coming from our regulators. And as you know, ESG has some guidelines to make sure that also gender equality and how you have seats for independence on your board, which we already have in Aamal. Second, serving our communities. Qatarization, promotion for mental and physical well-being, education and training, charitable giving, local procurement, and strict exclusion of labor rights. Qatarization, as you know, is a key thing here in Qatar, and I'm sure the university here is playing a big role of educating young Qataris and their colleagues from all over the world. And we were just speaking earlier about what we can do as a company to support the university on her mission to train, develop a student. And even I put some request here that if the student can make some research on Aamal and on the environment. And of course, Aamal being active here in Qatar. I don't know if you know Al-Ad'am. Anybody knows Al-Ad'am here? Oh, Al-Ad'am is the Qatar team. Al-Ad'am is the color of Qatar flag. So Aamal is supporting and sponsoring our national team, contributing to their success and mission. And the most important thing that I would like everybody to participate in is Aamal Ride. This year, for the first time, if you like cycling or love cycling, I would like to invite the dean to be part of that cycling, if you have a cycle. So this is the first time we are launching it as part of our well-being and mental health and participation with our community. So on 17th of November, that's right, Arwa? Good, don't change the date? Okay. So they've been thinking to change the date. So finally, of course, Arwa is our boss on this. So I really invite everybody to join us on this event. Charity giving, I put only some example. That's the role of Aamal is always the donating to the environment, blood donation, and also during Ramadan and other events. We are participating to, Ramadan iftar, sahur, distributing foods, water on the streets and on the roads, of course, for the people who cannot, reach their destination, and plus other things. Even our local staff, sometime, whose security, we send them food or lunch. They're outside, make sure they are in good shape. Of course, it's very important for all Qataris companies, all companies here in Qatar, to look to the last point here, that we are actively supporting the local procurement. It's very important to support, and we are supporting even the SMEs, the startups. We give advice to our company. Please support this. And I think we have a plan with the marketing here to invite one of the What ministry remind me? For the food. So we're going to make in city center, we're going to contribute a 500 meter of a space for some startups for free to come and distribute our exhibit their products. So this is a very key thing that we are supporting right now. More than 90% of our procurement from local, and also we have strict rules to pay on time. So Aamal will pay on time, so the supplier will not really get also short on their funds. Oh, I like that. You inserted that. That's good. Thank you, Arwa. Please take a moment to see this event and see the sponsors. I think this is an invitation from Arwa for all of you, men, women who love cycling or love to be there, be with us. And I think this ride, the donation of the buying the shirt will go to our brother and sister in Palestine. Empowering our workforce. This is very important. It is your important asset. I'm not saying anything new. When we say the most important asset in any organization is your staff. So we are empowering our workforce in so many things. Number one in any organization like Aamal, which is heavy industries, is health and safety. Believe it or not, I'm not a detailed person, but sometime, intentionally, I go and visit a site without anybody knowing I'm working there to make sure that health and safety number one is adhered to by the company manager and by the staff, okay? And in a few cases, Aamal is really outstanding in this. We don't have that money for accident, but it's very important from the top management to be involved in health and safety of their staff and, of course, their asset. Gender equality is a big topic. In Aamal, when you come to apply, we don't look you are male or female. We look what you have, what the job you're going to do. Of course, we are labor intensive, but also women are more than 20% of our workforce. If you take the 1,500 laborers, they might be more than 20%. So gender equality is important for us, whether it's in the board, whether it is in the workforce, in the offices. As long as you meet the criteria, we will hire you. If I go back, unfortunately now, we don't have that much of the managers in Aamal, but if you look at, for example, when I was at the stock market, the top position I had, the most critical position I had was led by women. For example, the stock exchange is mainly run by IT, and the leader on that is a woman. And we never had a failure. As much as I remember when I was there, now I don't know what happened. But of course, she's still there, then I'm sure it's okay. Second, in risk and compliance, it was woman. And audit was woman. So it's very important. We don't look to male or female. Can you do the job? Are you qualified? Are you ready for the challenge? Go and take it. And this is my method also in Aamal. Again, maybe Arwa will not like that, but Arwa, one of the example, one of the leaders in Aamal, and she's behind all of this. That Aamal ride, she's ride every night working on it. So thank you, Arwa. And we have other women in our society. Of course, we also not only employ the staff and leave them. No, we need to sit and review their benefit and compensation in annual or in a position change. So if your new position, for example, more task, different risk, etc., it will be taken care of. And we will not accept anything harm our staff. I will give example. happened a few days ago. I was surprised to see a warning letter coming to me, to one of my staff. I don't know about it. Warning, final warning. I said, wow. I read my email sometime at night. Why this? Then I called the HR. I said, this person had any warning before? He said, no. I said, what's final? Come back. Draw this warning and follow the procedure. It's a long story, but I tell you how we care about them. So this is one thing that we do. A few days ago, someone came to me, and because of redundancy, they fired him, which is a normal procedure in any company. We have the company. So he came to me, and he said, I've been fired 1 week ago, and I brought my family and my kids in school, and I just came from UAE and didn't finish 1 year. I said, okay, you are back to your job. And I called the HR, said, retain him. Give me detail why this person will be, okay. So we can also, we circulate always to hire employees from internal. So we don't like to only terminate some employees. It's very important for the any organization. I always tell my staff, when you come to the office, I want you to feel coming to home. And that's, we need to create home for them at the office. By the way, we welcome them as a family. So that's what should any organization do, and that's a success of the organization. Employees training and development, it's very important, very important. And I think at Aamal now, we run different training, not only in Aamal headquarters, but even on the subsidiaries. And we offer training, and we offer even sponsorship. In Qatar University, we are sponsoring a student in pharmaceutical, and we are sponsoring a student in other area. And also for our own staff, there is training and program and follow up on it. And there is online training that you can go anytime and train yourself. If you want to train yourself in something that's not available. For example, LinkedIn, in our, one of the, I'm not trying to advertise for it, but really I tried it, and one of the best online training for the quality and the choice you can find there. So it's open for our staff to go and train themselves. Of course, this we talked about it, about health and safety, and we talked about the training and development, and of course, the positive impact and initiatives that we do also. We are a sponsor of Cancer Society, and also we run a number, I think a few days ago we had the event in one of our hotels, and we will continue to support this, and we also have awareness program for our staff and our community about this. Of course, I remember when I was very young, very young, my father will ask us, turn off the light, be careful with the water, don't walk, because we go outside to the, don't walk on the trees. And you know, the water and electricity is free here in Qatar. Well, I see those days, really people, not like the old people. Nowadays, they will leave the lights 24 hours, they will leave the water running, they will, with brushing their teeth, they will lose 20 gallons of water. When I was in the States, I was surprised at this story. When I went to the States, I was in my teenage. I went to, and I see they tell you what to do. So I lived with an American family. And they gave me the glass, and they said the glass. Of course, I know how to brush my teeth, but I brush differently. Here, you put the valve and they put the tap, and you know, you spend all the water. She said, okay, this is for the rinsing. So I said, I told her, show me how. I want to see how they brush. And they really just take one glass of water, and that's what I see. I said, wow, a lot of saving. So really, there is a practice that you have to do to protect the environment. It is within us, how we want to, and we learned a lot now. Personally, it's a personal value, and it is saving your environment. So I remember my father now, why he will tell us, it is built, or in their mind, this is a blessing from God. The electricity, the water, and today when I was coming, the crisis in Gaza, unfortunately, the reporter saying thousands and thousands of people, waiting for, there is only one place to get water from. And they go from 5 in the morning to get the water, and they do shift to get gallon of water, and same thing when they want to go to the bakery, same thing. So it's a blessing. It's really a blessing that what we have here in Qatar, and we need to protect what we have. So in Aamal, I think in Aamal Cement and Aamal Cable, these are two companies, they are really creating a new product that environment friendly. So in Aamal Cable, we are one of our factory that build copper cable, and those copper cable, sometimes they have toxic things on them. We are replacing those toxic component to make more green component. And same thing in our green cement. And please, you can join us in this month for Aamal stand in Made in Qatar. You will see some of our product there. So, and many things in protecting environment, recycling, reusable items, and still, I'm not saying we are almost there. We are trying. There's too much to do. It's more like educating. If you see the today's generation, I'm happy to see they are well educated about recycling, about saving, about not like just throwing everything around. And of course, for us here in Qatar and in GCC, environment is very harsh. I mean, from the humidity, from the there is limited rain, except the last week when we almost drowned here. But it's very important for us here in this region to take care of this topic. So really, it is, I think that I covered this, and I'm coming to my conclusion. As I said, ESG is not only for wealth making, for shareholders, or it is a topic that we want to put there so we'll get more investors. It's beyond that. Yes, for Aamal, it is important because the shareholders and the stakeholders want really to have our company compliant to this, having these guidelines adhered to. Our regulator, well, when I was there, the regulator want to implement this to be mandatory, to be published. But at that time, I felt it is difficult to make all the 50 companies mandatory to adhere to all these guidelines. So we said, let's give them 2 years to educate, to learn, to hire a staff, to adhere to this rules. So what are we saying, our conclusion? This time I will read it for you. As we conclude today, discussion on environment, social and governance factor, it's evident embracing ESG principle is not just responsible choice, but strategic and imperative for business organization in today's world. And by integrating sustainability into our operation, fostering inclusivity and upholding strong governance practice, we not only contribute to better planet and society, but we also verify our resilience and position ourselves for long-term success. Let us remember our act today, set our future. And I thank you very much. I'm not sure if I am too fast or too slow, but I would like to leave some time for questions if there is any questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. That was very inspirational. There is time for some questions and answers. Just a quick reminder, at the Dean's lecture, a question consists of a relatively short utterance followed by a question mark. So if you have any questions, please, we have some people with, we have a microphone there, or you can stand up at the aisle over there as you wish.
Mr. Rashid, thank you very much for this wonderful presentation. And it's very solid that you have a very concrete strategy regarding the ESG side and the sustainability issues. I'd like to ask, how would you elaborate on the strategy of Qatar overall regarding this ESG approach? And as Aamal, it's very obvious that you have a strategy, but in terms of macro understanding of these sustainability issues, how would you elaborate on Qatar's understanding or approach regarding these issues?
Thank you. Very good question. As you know, I'm sure you know about Qatar Vision 2030. So this is it's a pillar in Qatar Vision 2030. And it's our responsibilities, individual and companies, to support this vision and really do something about it. So any act we see here and everybody done their part on ESG and sustainability, they are contributing to the country vision for 2030. شكرا عبد الله.
Assalamu alaikum. Ihab Yunus, Area Head of Biological Sciences. Thank you for an inspiring talk and to see a company at this size actually embracing these themes. You mentioned early on a collaboration or partnership between universities and companies who embrace ESG. Can you elaborate a little bit more on what can we actually do to enhance this partnership and collaboration?
As I mentioned, we are, for example, supporting, one of our companies, Aamal Medical, which has medical equipment. And one of our company name is Ibn Sina. Mr. Isam is here, and he's responsible. And thank you for coming today. Ibn Sina is supporting the student in Qatar University in the pharmaceutical college. And we have a number of students. How many of them?
Actually, we have an open agreement with them to offer internships in our pharmacies and within the functions of Ibn Sina Medical, like the quality, regulatory, medical affairs, and this. And we have almost now, we reached 5 already. We hired from the College of Pharmacy, the students of College of Pharmacy.
Important thing there is we are not only sponsoring, we are hiring. So we are hiring the student that we are sponsoring or from the college. And some of them already working there. So this is one. So we sponsor a student and also we hire a student that we sponsor. And also we attract talented students from universities. And we just created 3 new subsidiaries since I came. My background is computer science. I studied that. And so when I say I came to Aamal, there is no IT subsidiary. So we created an IT and we are already bidding. We created Aamal Energy. And also we have other company called Aamal Automotive. So we are acquiring or trying to attract talent. If there is anything, any need here in Carnegie, we will be happy. I just was speaking to the dean, we need to do more together. For example, I love to read student research. So always when they read something, my daughters or my son, when they do something, I want to read it. I learned a lot. And I just was telling the dean about my daughter. She's in her final year in the high school. And the question she put to me, this report she does for a school, she's just like undergraduate student. So we'll be happy to cooperate in anything.
We're looking forward if she applies to CMU for next year.
Okay. I'll sponsor her. I'll get her a job too.
Thank you, Mr. Rashid, on this insight for your company. And I want to ask you if there is any certifications in the near future from any ministries is going to be imposed on the private companies for decarbonization and for the environment. Did you hear of any certifications coming up?
Well, I know that you need to have some certification of health and safety if you are participating in some of the tenders in the government. You need to adhere to some. You have to have a certification. I don't know what's the numbers. They call it health and safety. So yes, there is for some certain project or companies that you need to have this kind of certification. Yes. There is somebody in the back there.
One final question.
That's the lady there, or yeah. There? Oh, I'm sorry. I saw.
Yes,
Okay.
just a quick question. Thank you so much for your lecture. I would like to ask, what key metrics, key performance metrics do you use and implement in order to measure your ESG performance and compliance? Thank you.
Thank you very. I mean, there's a published guidelines for ESG, okay? And to be honest, now there is still not one standard guidelines. There are multiple, but all they cover the three things: environment, social, governance. That's the topic we cover today. I think if you do some little, if you search for the ESG guidance, you will find them there, but you will not find one framework. There is more than one standard, and there is a society for that too. Thank you.
Thank you for the lecture. I see you use like non-plastic water bottle, and it's very inspiring to lead by example.
Thank you.
I remember my boss used to do that as well. Well, my question is related to your expertise in the QSE. So I'm interested about the green financial instruments that maybe are underway in Qatar, because I know that right now there are a lot of, for example, green bonds by governments around the world, and also ESG credit ratings are also started to be incorporated in normal credit ratings. So what are the progress on this, instrument underway in Qatar?
What did I tell you? Today's students are so complicated, see? They give you difficult questions. This is very important because we worked on it. I mean, because it's the topic that we've been talking for the last, I would say, 7 years in Qatar Stock Exchange, about green bonds, green investment. And it's not for the investor, it's the investors like me, like you. They want to invest in this. And now if you see, these topics are being discussed on the big investor like BlackRock and Fidelity. Those people are, you must, have this product in your market. I remember we were trying to fund or create this green bond for a project, a green project in one of the Arabic countries to raise this. So the progress is there. I can tell you that in Qatar that we launched ESG index. If you go to the website, you will find that it is there. So this is, you could link it to your question. So there is a progress, but the road ahead still needs some work. Thank you.
Was there a question at the back there?
She's here.
I see one there. Just a second. I want to make certain we're okay there. Okay.
She came down.
Okay, very good.
It's working? Assalamu alaikum. Thank you so much, Mr. Rashid, for your lecture. So my question is from project management side. When we are thinking about engagement with stakeholders, with employers, with investors, how do you, put your concerns about ESG, and how you put, the action plan to engage more?
Okay, thank you very much. Number one, that we have roadshow for Aamal company to meet our shareholder or stakeholder or future investors. So we go and explain. And, to be honest, since I came from the capital market, I hear a question that I don't hear before about, the green investment, the ESG, and employment, etc. And this was not there before. Plus, every quarter we hold a conference. It is video conference with our also major investor, and to answer all questions which are related to our financial statement, to our compliance, to our green work. So this is the way we communicate, engaging in road shows with Qatar stock market or the large banks, or through the quarter meeting with our shareholders via the video. And of course, we engage here with you to hear from you too.
Okay.
Okay.
Let us thank Mr. Mansoori for a wonderful talk and a very interesting Q&A. Thank you.
It's my honor.
Now, we do have a special plate for you. I believe you are now collecting these a little more, and you'll have a full place sitting. But thank you so much for coming out and joining us.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate it. I love to be in universities. Thank you very much.
so much.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, but we'll let everybody else go. Okay, so I'd like to thank you all for coming out here today. I hope you enjoyed today's talk. There'll be more Dean's lectures coming on, and a special thanks to the students who joined us today also. We do have a light lunch, and I invite you to join us at upstairs. Thank you all very much for joining us today.